Welcome to another edition of BigBarrBaby. Uh, Today I'm gonna do something that I've never done before. I'm gonna watch the video for the first time with you all. Before I've always watched the video first, and then I chose my key points to speak on, and then I anticipated a following after that, which to talk about. But I'm just gonna commentate as the video flows. I'm watching this for the first time. Um, Bobby was one of those types of guys that come out the hood like a LeBron James. You don't get a little dirty ass Bobby, but once every millennium. You know what I mean? That just come out the dirty hood with the rats and the roaches, and then he made one song and he out of there. You don't usually see that type of stuff happen every day. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, make sure you share, click, like, subscribe. You know what I mean? And shit, let's get to it. Let Bobby do his thing.
And they try to box it out to the streets. It's all marketing. It's all programming. Yeah, but you got to tell the hood that. The hood don't know that.
Right.
They don't know that when you
when you not on that machine no more. Yeah. And your shit is regular now. They think it's like, oh, your shit not hot no more. No, it's not getting paid for it no more. That's what it means.
When I think about Bobby Shmurda, I think about a rapper with unrealistic expectations put on him. When Bobby is brought up, people are quick to mention that he fell off, but I feel as though if you only lead with that opinion, you're sort of dehumanizing his situation. When you think about it, before his 7-year bid in prison, Bobby only had, less than a year as an artist and rap?
5 months. I had like 5 months. They had 5 months of success. They came and got it extra early.
His time in prison raised his hype to an all-time high. And don't get me wrong, he dropped a bunch of misses since getting out, but I was always confused why people expected Bobby to come home and have a musical run like he was Tupac. Even though Bobby had success, he was still raw. You could tell he didn't fully polish his sound yet. He came out and switched it up, but you could tell people expected some crazy first day out or for him to hop on New York drill.
I didn't stay for clout to be like, I don't need no clout. I know the trouble. I know the back end of it. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't just the fans, even his label expected it. Epic Records didn't even want to bail him out when he was initially arrested, but didn't want to drop him from the label because his buzz while being in prison only grew. Once people in the label realized he wasn't living up to whatever expectations that was set, everybody left.
Shmurda, she wrote here with the song Hot Boy, Bobby Shmurda.
Now remember how I said how raw of a rapper Bobby was? In the early 2010s, Chester, Pennsylvania producer Jail Beats used to release mixtapes with a bunch of his instrumentals that were original or some were beats that he had already gave to other rappers. At the end of 2012, he released a mixtape titled Crack Music 6, and the 8th track on that mixtape was titled Jackpot, which was the instrumental for a Lloyd Banks song that he also produced.
And I'm just fucking these hoes like I'm crushing these shows.
Bobby Shmurda, who never had any plans to be a rapper, went to a small studio in Brownsville and recorded over that Jackpot instrumental.
What made you pick that? Because it was Lloyd Banks. Bobby. Oh, but I ain't know Lloyd Banks. I just found it. You found it. Only y'all there would be hard. I found it too.
Yeah, it was Banks' beat, but he never bought the record. So he kind of like put it on the back burner.
I was happy for Bobby Shmurda. At the end of the day, he got a chance to feed his family and stuff like that.
That, of course, became Hot Nigga. That was recorded in 2013 and garnered buzz in his neighborhood, but wouldn't take off until Bobby and his team, GS9, shot the video for the record in March of 2014. Even getting Bobby to shoot the video was a chore for his friends. Bobby, who was still in the streets by this point, didn't see the potential in making music.
But I just didn't care about certain shit. Like, you couldn't. I was a person on the block, you come and tell me about something, I'm looking at you like you crazy. Like, get the fuck out of here. The fuck you talking about? I mean, but they kept me on it. They was on it. Like, yo, we ain't hearing nothing. I'll buy this and that. I'm like, y'all know you, bro. Come on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And the shit just went crazy after, bro. Yeah.
The same day he released the video for Hot Nigga, the video got 2,000 views in his first day. This is what sparked Bobby to start taking music seriously. Seeing other people in his neighborhood who did take rap serious and not get those numbers, he knew he had something. And he was right, because Hot Nigga is almost at 1 billion views today.
Same thing. That's why I said, y'all gotta get out the streets.
By the time Hot Nigga became a viral moment, Bobby felt like with rap, he found a lane that he could make money legit outside the streets, but he was still paranoid about his life previous to rap catching up to him.
Bobby Shmurda came, I was running from my life already. You know what I'm saying? So when that came, when it came, I grabbed it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get the fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just extra more like, oh God, but at the same time, I remember I was so paranoid everywhere I went because I see police following me anyway.
And now you somebody and they know you.
Listen, they know these motherfuckers, these same police that been locked me up since I was 12.
And Chewy is some hot nigga.
Before being called Bobby Shmurda, he was going by Chewy, coming up in Brooklyn, New York. Y'all ever have a friend growing up who was just bad as hell? That was Bobby, getting kicked out of schools and run-ins with the police as early as 12 years old. He had quite the reputation in his neighborhood before rapping. Having a father who was sentenced to life in prison when Bobby was only 2 months old, he grew up in a single-parent home with him and his brother and adapted to his environment. Bobby stood out for the same reasons he stood out as an artist, where his high energy. That high energy led to him being outside and indulging in different things.
My name Chewy. Always been like an active kid. Like a kid from the street, like the whole hood know me, you know what I'm saying? So I ADD. I was always a chain since I was a baby. Like they always try to put me on medication. So I kind of had that. He's fun. If you know him, he's cool. If you don't know him, that nigga be shooting everybody. Don't say nothing to him.
His teen years were filled with juvenile stints, and he has been open about only being in middle school and high school just a few times. Bobby and his crew, GS9, were known in Brooklyn by the neighborhood, but also NYPD, being investigated since 2010, 4 years before the start of his career. 2013, after being in a juvenile facility, that's when he started to explore different options to get out of the streets.
Right. I was in an investigation since 2010. So
You was already.
So you knew.
it was deep already.
The name Bobby Shmurda came from him being so known for all the wrong things as Chewy. He wanted to choose the most civilian name possible to share his past.
I just sound like that guy, but I don't want to sound like it sound like a white boy.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, Bob.
Hey, it's Bobby. Tell me Bobby. How did you Bobby? The Chewy sound around, get it right.
All this is why I'm not surprised that he got out of prison and didn't want to make street music. He been looking for a way out since the beginning.
That's what I said. No, it was the guy was down, bro. I said, I want to be around for that.
I let them know I came from the first EP and the album, let them know I came from. You know, second album was looking for and showing them you can change, that you don't gotta be that no more. That you can be yourself. Because a lot of people got a problem being themselves. They don't feel comfortable in their own skin.
As his buzz grew, labels were taking notice. Shot Money XL, who was the former president of G Unit Records, was the head of A&R at Epic Records.
Yo, Bobby, when I met him, bro, they all came in the studio.
Yeah.
Just felt like home to me, bro.
They remind you of
They remind me of the unit, the whole crew.
Wanting to get Bobby before another label did, Shot Money set up a meeting with him, Bobby, and the CEO at the time, L.A. Reid. This meeting is how we got this infamous clip. He'll always bother me. Might as well look like shucking and jiving. I just wish Bobby had somebody who told him, don't do that because your song already blowing up way before Epic was even in the picture. They needed him more than he needed a label at that point. If anything, they should have been dancing for him. At the same time, I understand being that young and trying to get the bag, especially coming from poverty.
You know, you gotta keep everything professional. But I think when I was dancing that time, I was really running from the streets. I was so grounded, I was running from the streets and
Hold on. Let me stop it right here. Cause I feel like Bobby was tripping. I gotta speak my mind on them. Cause why are you dancing in front of them crackers like that? Hey, well, the first time I saw that video of Bobby dancing on that goddamn table, I was like, man, he looked like Step and Fetch. But I could understand, like, you trying to get away from the street. But he looked like he had no, like, he seemed like he was beyond reproach. Like he was open to all criticism. Like, he seemed like he ain't care. I'm looking like, damn, look at this Step and Fetch ass nigga. Like, man, bruh. But that's how I be in the hood, though. Like, we be around niggas so much, it's like, when them crackers come around and offer you a way out, shit, you gonna Step and Fetch, you gonna tap dance and everything. But then after you finish tap dancing, and then you gotta look at yourself on the video, man, I know you felt flow. Ain't no goddamn way in hell I'm at these crackers looking at me like that. Dancing. Like, yo, he's a great dancer, he's a great entertainer, Step and Fetch. And then they always take me back to Amos and Andy. You know what I mean? Like the people who used to rub the red lipstick on their nose and paint their face white back in the day, and that's how white people got entertained. I can't do it, fool. I mean, but get your money, blood. You know what I mean? But man, your kids gotta see that. Like, man, shit. To me, that's a form of exploitation. But that just me though. Shit, but I keep that shit moving.
And honestly, when I was 19, bro, I didn't give a fuck about the industry. Like,
Bobby eventually signed to Epic Records for a 7-figure deal. 2 weeks later, his childhood friend and GS9 member, Roddy Rebel, was signed with Epic as well. Who had a song bubbling with Computers that was originally on the GS9 mixtape that was released earlier that summer. Computers would really start to take off once the video came out. Bobby went viral.
Man, Roddy seemed like he had PTSD.
Bobby was now officially a millionaire at only 20. Just a year before, he was fresh from a juvenile stint, and now he turned the situation completely around. So he thought. We were seeing Bobby everywhere at this point, but behind the scenes, his past was still haunting him. Publicly, we would see a young dude enjoying his newfound success.
Nobody wants to be alone when you're in from the world to some. Baby, you got
In reality, though, he was still running from his past.
She went by the got chill with that gang shit on that shit, man. Y'all niggas making me lose money, man. A lot of people ain't gonna take me because I'm from the gang.
Man, fuck that, man. You came in the game gangster. You supposed to stay gangster. That's why I like the game.
Before he blew up,
You know, the game came in gangster, even though he was rapping about his brother. Like, the game stayed gangster. You come in gangster, stay gangster. You gonna go to jail anyway.
He was being advised to have GS9 back off from him for a while because the heat they had with the law would kill his career before it even started.
Come move to Cali with me. I moved to Cali. Come move to Cali. You trying to get Bobby to move? Yo, get out of here, bro.
Bobby didn't listen, feeling like his neighborhood inspired the music, and the music is what attracted the industry to him in the first place.
Yo, whoever got a contract with me, if you got a contract with Bobby Shmurda and you don't have my signature on that paper, sue the shit out of them. I don't give a fuck, sue them niggas. I ain't getting no money for it. I ain't doing no more shows straight. Give a fuck about none of that shit.
Recognizing that this new situation got him out the streets, he didn't fully commit to moving in that way.
See, what if my mom did the wrong thing? Let me tell you something about y'all niggas. Y'all niggas don't know me. See, what if my mother, what if right now, like, y'all this shit, $30. Nigga, owe me $30, nigga. Where the mom, niggas?
Hot Nigga beat that number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. His stock kept rising, and honestly, he delivered. He probably dropped the top 5 snippet of all time when he teased his first single with Epic Records, Bobby Bitch.
No stars, bitch. No stars, bitch. Shoot that nigga in and shoot me, bitch. Shoot me, bitch.
Bobby Bitch was included on his first industry project, Shmurda She Wrote.
I should with Bobby Shmurda. And I want to thank everybody for getting that Shmurda She Wrote.
Yeah, I get that motherfucker looking at Bobby World.
Coming soon. Yeah, I just not.
Translation comes soon.
As his career kept going up, that's when NYPD decided to strike. On December 17, 2014, Bobby and Rowdy Rebel and 13 other GS9 members were arrested and charged with gang racketeering.
Bobby Shmurda and several of his associates were arrested yesterday, stemming from what the New York Police Department says was a long-term investigation that uncovered violence and narcotics trafficking.
And they had Bobby Shmurda's phone wiretapped since 2013. There's even a point where Bobby Shmurda is talking to one of his other guys, and he's telling him, he's like, yo, man, I think I'm done selling fucking crack or whatever he was selling.
Never seen nothing like that, bro. We looked outside, it was a bus. Straight up bus full of police coming inside.
I was outside the studio in the car. Caught a couple guns, a lot of guns, shit like that.
Bobby was hit with a $2 million bail, and they didn't want 20%, 50%. They wanted the whole $2 million. He started looking towards his label, Epic Records, to help him pay the bond off, but the label refused to do so.
Yeah, we have 10%. We have more than 10%, not 10% is the collateral. They want $2 million collateral.
$2 million collateral. Has Sony Music or L.A. Reid, Epic Records been in contact with you?
I ain't get in contact with them in a long time.
Epic, on the other hand, took a more corporate approach to the situation. Looking at it on paper, Bobby was on the rise, but they felt like despite the success he garnered, they didn't see the value in bailing him out.
And I think it's unfortunate what has taken place. But when I heard him, I believed him. That's what sold me. It felt soulful. It didn't feel like someone was play acting, and it felt really believable. And I guess it was. Right.
How did you respond? Like, how did you feel about the criticism that people, gave you about Epic and L.A. Reid isn't building them out? Like, how did that make you feel?
Well, it made me feel like, people don't know anything about my business, right? That's really not their business. That's the truth about it, right? We're not elected officials here, and we're not at liberty to disclose how we do business. It's fair practice, I can tell you that, right? But it's not the industry that it once was. We seriously don't make the money we used to make. That's a fact of life, right? So this isn't, Bobby Shmurda is not the same as Snoop Dogg and Murder Was the Case, who was coming off the Chronic, and his first album. It's a different era, so and we're a publicly held corporation. We just aren't in the same position we were in back in those days, so it's a different day.
Shy Money, who brought Bobby to Epic Records, wanted to bail him out but was shut down and eventually lost his job. They figured he should have known that Bobby was a liability due to his involvement in the streets.
Hold on. So what y'all trying to say is he was top 6 Billboard. Y'all was jacking him when he was hot. But when he got locked up for the same music that he was dancing on the table for, playing Step and Fetch for, y'all couldn't bail him out. Cause y'all ain't had the same money that y'all had in 1992 when Snoop Dogg was fighting the murder case. Oh man, y'all playing with that. This like a new day form of slavery. Ain't slept. So what you mean? So hold on. So the record. So the crackers want us to write to rap about music, about us shooting, killing each other, right? Unaliving each other. I forgot I'm on YouTube. Us unaliving each other. But when we go to confinement for unaliving each other, you can't bail us out. But you want that second hit. The same way that first hit. Drewy was a hot nigga. And Temptation used a shot nigga. But when I go to jail for, you can't come get me, and you tell a dude, Shaheed, whoever his name is, you should have known Bobby was a liability, so you should have signed him. Oh, y'all threw that boy to the wolves. Now I see, man. Now I see what's going on now. Let's proceed to give you what you need.
Not tell the hell of him getting pulled in jail. What happened to you? I got fired behind it. Really? Yeah.
Damn, y'all fired?
I ain't supposed to know either. I ain't asked niggas no fucking. You got priors?
From a business perspective,
He said I ain't asking him if he had priors.
That's from your budget, and technically that artist is in debt to you the moment they cash that check. Plus, you don't want your company appearing like you're supporting street activity. I'm thinking though, if you sign an artist for their presence in the streets or their image of the streets, up front it'd be best to tell them that if things ever hit the fan, we will not be involved in anything you got going personally. Of course, labels don't say that because they want to sign the artist. So on the other hand, you got Bobby, who saw the music business as a lifeline to escape, not understanding that whatever company you're associated with will always choose the business first.
I was outside the jail, I was thinking about the streets. And them niggas still sent me to jail, and the jail ain't even work. Them niggas ain't come get me, niggas.
By 2016, GS9 was starting to get sentenced, but some guys receiving 117 years, 98 years, and 53 years. Roddy Rebel was offered a plea of 12 years. Bobby was offered 5 years with the caveat that if he took more time, Roddy would receive less time. Bobby took more time, totaling up to 7 years, lowering Roddy's time to 7 years as well.
Real nigga
Bobby
shit.
Shmurda pleaded guilty to conspiracy
Real nigga
charges
shit.
Friday and will be heading behind bars for 7 years.
They offered a little more time, they cut the time more fish. And that was it. Ain't nothing else to talk about.
I want all my friends' name to be Bobby.
Everybody.
Every one of them.
That's crazy.
That's one of the realest young niggas ever. You name one person to do that. You name one person to do that. Them niggas couldn't sit for 5 months. You think they would have did a 7 ball?
The Free Bobby Shmurda campaign.
He said they couldn't sit for 5 months. You did a 7 ball.
Towards 2014, due to it being the year he found success, but also being the year every records down, fan mail and the support he received made him start looking at everything different, looking at it as a setup to keep the momentum going once he was released.
The shit that I learned it. So I learned that everything happens for a reason. Every time you're in a situation, you gotta look for the goal out of it. Only the time in it. I was outside with everybody else, I was doing shit. Then I get to learn myself. I just got in the mix like everybody else. Doing things so bad. Time to think.
After 6.5 years, Bobby was officially released from prison in February of 2021.
I'll be back. Fuck 6ix9ine. Real sick. Everything I want.
Most of the hip-hop community celebrated Bobby upon his release, and what followed his release was a lot of silence.
He says, I ain't been in charge of my music since I was 19 years old, and I just turned 27. And honestly, I don't know when shit is dropping, so don't ask me shit. Go ask them motherfuckers since they want to control everything.
Bobby came home in February and didn't release his first song until September. Once he released No Time for Sleep, a shift in public perception started to happen. I believe Bobby fans built this expectation of what the record should have sounded like, and his brand was stuck on what he built in 2014 because he'd been locked up since 2014. But personally, as a man, you can see he grew past that year and wanted to take a different direction.
I didn't want to go. I want to go years without being locked up, without having trouble, without having to put my hands on the nigga, without having somebody dictate me all my life.
Outside of that, he became entrenched in industry politics. Wanting to take a different direction is cool until it affects the bottom line. Being a signed artist is like any job. If we hire you to answer the phones, you answer the phones. If we sign you to be a gangster rapper, guess what? You be a gangster rapper.
You know, the label gonna portray as the gangster side of you. You know what I'm saying? I need people to see me.
Upon his release, he signed a management deal with Roc Nation. The issue was that he was still signed to Epic Records from way back in 2014. Epic went through many changes. Shot Money, who championed for Bobby, was fired, and L.A. Reid was no longer the head of the company. Epic knew Bobby was unhappy on the label, and that deal with Roc Nation was a red flag due to him being managed by the competition. Also, Roc Nation is known to poach artists. Think Megan Thee Stallion, think Uzi when he was having label issues.
I got smarter. When I got smarter and I started taking ownership and owning my own shit, of course people would get mad and say, who the fuck you think you is? ANTs ain't supposed to talk. Monkey ain't supposed to talk. Nigga, who the fuck you supposed to? Why you talking? You know what I'm saying? Why are you smart? Why are you this and that? Why are you asking for equity? Why are you asking for this and that? Why are you asking what's DSPs? Why are you asking why my shit not placement?
After realizing he wasn't going to stay on the label, you could clearly see their goal after that was to tank his stock. So when he hit the free market as an independent artist, they're not taking a loss.
I can't talk about that too much. I get sued. So I'm gonna say, anytime you leave a divorce, right? And you know, shorty, before she kick you out, she gonna try to kick anything out, you know what I'm saying? Before you leave, they gonna try to kick anything on the way out, right?
Yeah, No Time for Sleep wasn't a good song at all. But with no label backing, it made the release seem even more unimpressive. Which starts a snowball effect. Each song after another does less numbers than the one before it. He wasn't in control of his social media accounts then, and couldn't choose when he dropped. The label had to schedule it.
Because when I came home, my label didn't help me with shit at all. And I didn't get myself. Since I took my label, so me and my own main team. All road managers, all PRs, loan creative directors, loan photograph, cameraman, loan engineers, all that shit. I did my own team. Loan lawyer, I did own book agent. I would book the shit myself.
Narratives start to get louder about him falling off. It's crazy. This dancing even started to get criticized, even though a dance is what made him go viral in the first place.
In 2014, I was doing the same shit, but you know what's different? The narratives that's being pushed behind me. See, behind me when I was in 2014, I had a whole machine pushing narratives. So when they push narratives, whatever they say, the people say. Right. Now that the machine is not with me and they mad at me, and they push other narratives.
You ever notice that Roddy Rebel was dropping more when he was first released from prison? But everything slowed up once Bobby came out. He was a casualty of war and whatever was going on between Epic and Bobby.
People try to tear us apart. Right. Like, we'll never let the industry people tear us apart. Industry people try to tear us apart already. Right. Even when I was leaving, just in jail, they were trying to say, yo, I resign. Like, before, just to give me the resign, or like, I mean, to stay signed to them, there was a whole bunch of crazy shit going on in jail. It was like, yo, we ain't taking you. We ain't taking Roddy, like, we ain't taking Roddy unless Bobby stays.
By 2022, when Bobby became independent, the public and everyone who came around for the hot look started to disappear. And that's when some of his frustrations about the music industry started to show. By this point, it was too late, though. Bobby has hinted at the label issues, but can't fully tell the story due to an NDA he signed before leaving Epic.
It's non-disclosure. Like, you cannot disclose the agreement. It's an agreement that says you can't talk about specific things.
Because they don't tell us about them shits when we in the hood, you know what I'm saying? They gotta talk for the bubble. Y'all talk about the culture's from the hood. They not talking none of this shit, industry shit to us.
Rock Nation moved on because his stock fell so low, it wouldn't even be worth investing into a cold artist.
You know, Blackboard. You got, it's like, you know, whole labels, like, Rock Nation, we got that thing opening wide, like, shit. I was scared to talk when I was over there, to get up out of here, you know me. Shit, I'm like, is this tripping?
To this day, Bobby Shmurda has never released an official album, so it kind of blows my mind that people had such high expectations for somebody who only had 6 months as a serious rapper. Then he had 6.5 years in prison while being stuck on a label that wouldn't even bail him out, and that same label put no support behind his post-prison run. I can't even think of a comparison of his situation, so now I ask you, do you think Bobby fumbled his return from prison, or do you understand how sometimes the business can create the play for you to fumble? With that being said, if you like this video,